After just signing a 4-year, $134 million contract extension with the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers has catapulted himself into athletic superstardom. His colossal contract will see him, ready to have your minds blown? Here we go. Earn $3,824 every single hour of every single day until the end of 2023. It's insane, and with that much money coming in, the all-star quarterback can afford to splurge a little here and there. And splurge he certainly does, on exotic mansions, fast cars, expensive fashion, vacations that make us a little jealous, and so much more. So how exactly does one of America's beloved athletes splash his cash? And how did he become so rich to begin with? Let's find out. Before we dive headfirst into Rodgers' exorbitant contract and work out the finite details of his overstuffed bank account, let's rewind. How did the Californian find himself over in Wisconsin? And how did he manage to make his way into the upper echelon of wealthy sports stars? Well, it all started with his college football days, where he played QB for the California Golden Bears, the rep team for the University of California, Berkeley. After a successful college stint where he turned heads left, right, and center, then came the moment that would irreversibly change Aaron's life forever. NFL Draft Day in 2005. First pick went to the San Francisco 49ers, and they landed Alex Smith, another quarterback. Then came running back Ronnie Brown, who was snapped up with pick 2 by the Miami Dolphins. 21 more players were drafted before. Finally, Aaron Rodgers was nabbed by Green Bay with pick 24. A Packer at this point, through and through, Aaron spent the next several seasons from 2005 to 2007 mostly as a backup to veteran quarterback Brett Favre. Rodgers took over the starting job in the 2008 season, and from there, the rest is history. In his first season, he passed for over 4,000 yards, threw for 28 touchdowns, and made a name for himself in no time. In 2011, he was named Super Bowl MVP, and since then, the money has absolutely poured in. As his list of accolades grew, the spotlight only intensified. This caused brands near and far to reach out in search of endorsements. We're talking Ford, Previa Healthcare, Sharpie, Izod, Nike, and then a switch to Adidas, and of course, State Farm. The State Farm sponsorship deal alone is worth $2 million. Taking into account his previous contracts and assets, the famous footballer has racked up a tidy net worth of $30 million. It's enormous, yes, but it's not the biggest bank balance quite yet. Tom Brady is worth about $200 million, with Eli Manning clocking in around $150 million, just to name a couple of the frontrunners. However, considering Rodgers' latest contract extension, one signed in August of 2018 worth $134 million, the number 12's bank balance is only going one way, up. And that doesn't even consider the fact that he raked in a cool $57.5 million simply as a signing bonus. At the time, this contract extension made Rodgers officially the highest paid player in the NFL in terms of salary, surpassing Atlanta Falcons quarterback Matt Ryan, who agreed to a 5-year, $150 million deal in May of the same year. Cha-ching! While he's been overtaken by the likes of Pat Mahomes, among others, Aaron still makes $33.5 million a year, excluding sponsorships, which is absolutely nothing to scoff at. That's the American average income of $50,000 multiplied by 670. So, it begs the question, if you've got money coming out of your ears, how the heck do you spend it all? What's the first thing you'd buy? How about a car? Introducing Aaron Rodgers' 2011 Cherry Red V8 Chevrolet Camaro, a sleek set of wheels with a price tag that starts just a tick over $30,000. Although technically, Aaron didn't buy this car, he won it for being named MVP of Super Bowl 45. Must be nice. He has, however, been linked to this incredible piece of automotive art, the Mercedes-Benz Maybach Exelero. This is no joke, people. Any guesses how much this car is worth?
100 grand?
Nope, higher.
$500,000. That's $500,000.
Higher still. Try this on for size. $8 million. Impressive, right? Maybe just expensive. Especially when you consider the fact that the number is comparable with the value of his houses. Okay then, so let's talk real estate. Rodgers has claims to 3 houses, one of which he stays at during the season while he's based in Wisconsin, and the other back in Del Mar, California, close to where he grew up. And how could we forget the absolute mansion over in Malibu that he bought with NASCAR driver ex-partner Danica Patrick? Whoops. Let's start with that one. Spanning 3,592 square feet with 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, this beachside palace houses an enormous enormous terrace, guest house, beautiful pool and spa combo, and best of all, unobstructed views of the glistening Pacific Ocean. Imagine the sunsets at this place. Before Aaron signed the deed, the house actually belonged to Netflix COO Ted Sarandos, and before that, British pop star Robbie Williams. About 2 hours south, just above San Diego, we'll find Aaron's other California home, his beloved Del Mar dwelling. Reportedly valued at over $10 million, this 5,771 square foot pad comes packed with 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, swimming pool and jacuzzi, home theater room, putting green, decked out gym, gaming room, beauty salon, batting cage, basketball court, and sauna. Talk about luxury. Meanwhile, over in Suamico, Wisconsin, his large multi-story house seems, well, a little small in comparison. Still, it boasts 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and sits on almost an acre of quiet, peaceful land. So how much did the Super Bowl winning quarterback fork out for this modest 4,000 square foot home? He bought the place in 2005 for a squiz over $440,000. But Aaron isn't just a real estate man, nor is he just a car man. He's also proven to be a successful businessman, with multiple impressive investments to his name. Alongside these guys, Byron Roth, the CEO and co-founder of Roth Capital Partners, and Nate Robb, who formerly ran Roth's private capital group, the Rodgers launched a $50 million venture fund in 2019. With 3 surnames beginning with the letter R, they called it RX3. Genius. Since Aaron's life already revolves around sport, as a massive basketball fan, he thought to himself, how can I get involved? While most of us would settle for season tickets and courtside seats, Aaron went all out. In 2018, he purchased a minority ownership stake in the NBA's Milwaukee Bucks. While his investments are backed by the intention to make money, that doesn't mean he isn't charitable. In fact, this famous Packer made plenty of headlines with his philanthropy, donating hundreds of thousands of dollars in financial support to causes like Raise Hope for Congo, the Midwest Athletes Against Childhood Cancer Fund, and more. He also founded It's Aaron, an initiative that aims to bring awareness to local organizations that support hospitals and the military. More recently, on the day Wisconsin reached 500,000 positive coronavirus cases, the athletes selflessly pledged $500,000 to Barstool, a relief fund included to aid suffering small businesses. When he's not helping out the community or buying NBA teams, he's sitting front row, as close to the All-Star action as possible. He sat courtside for Kobe's penultimate game at the Staples Center, a ticket alone that was estimated to cost $11,000, and in hindsight was priceless. He's also a massive golf fan too, regularly seen on exotic fairways. Clearly, during the off-season, the man likes to enjoy himself, and with so much money in the bank, he can afford to travel wherever and whenever he wants, racking up 5-figure bills in the process. Over the years, he's been spotted vacationing in places like Lake Tahoe, New Zealand, Paris, and everywhere in between. Unfortunately, his Peru trip was cut short due to lockdowns. We're so sad for him. But fortunately for this Packer, he could afford a private jet to scoot out of there just in time before borders closed. Oh, thankfully. Of course, no matter where he is, with the paparazzi never too far, looking good is always important. That's why Rodgers doesn't hold back when it comes to fashion. As far as wrist pieces go, he donned a Roger Dubuis Excalibur, worth over $500,000, plus a $26,000 Patek Philippe Calatrava, which he usually combines with one of his many sleek suits, typically in navy blue or silver. Although sleek and suave isn't always the name of the game, every year at the Welcome Back Packers luncheon, Rodgers dons unconventional costumes that all started with cowboy hats and bolo ties in 2012, and he's got wackier ever since. Bonus fact time, the highest paid athlete in the world is none other than Roger Federer. The tennis veteran earns more than $100 million a year in endorsements alone. Take that, Rodgers.